array to functions. Here I have the main function, but I'm going to create an external function to pass arrays. Now let's go ahead and create the function. Here I'm going to create the function called print array. Let's name this one as print array, and inside of this parenthesis we are going to introduce two variables. Actually, one of them is array and the other one is size of the array. So one is actually the variable, the other one is an array. So let's write the array name here, integer, the array, and whenever we are declaring an array we have to put the square bracket. That only means this is an array. Okay, and the next one we are going to introduce an integer, a variable that is called integer size of the array. Size of array. Now here what we are going to do is we are going to declare two array with like certain elements. Let's say 5 elements array 1 and another array with 6 elements. So what we are going to do is we are going to run according to the elements of the array, and then we are going to print the values inside of the array on the screen. We are going to do that passing through functions. That's what we are going to see. So in this function I created, I'm going to create a code that will actually run according to the elements in the array, and then it's going to print it out on the screen. So let's go ahead and create the code for it. To do that one easy, we can do it with for loop. So here I'm gonna write a for loop, and you know that for an array the indexes always start with 0. So we are gonna start this one with 0. So I'm declaring a variable integer x is equal to 0, and we want this for loop to run less than size of the array. Like why it's less than size of the array? As we see, if you watch my previous video, you know that if you have 6 elements in the array, it's actually 0 to 5, because 0 counts as 1, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it's 6 elements, it means since it's starting from 0, so it's going to be 0 to 5. That's why we put this one right here. We say x is less than size of the array. If the size of the array is 6, it means basically it goes from 0 to 5. Okay, now let's go ahead and write that, and then x plus plus for the array for the for loop to run. And after that we are going to create the code that will actually print the values on the screen. So cout, and then here we are going to put the array, and inside of this square bracket we are going to put x. So when this for loop run, this x is going to be always replaced with the elements on the array, and it's going to print it on the screen. And then let's put the end line, and that's it for this code. Now the next thing is we had to declare the arrays in the main function. Then we had to just run the code. So let's go to the main function. Here I'm going to declare two arrays. First array I'm going to call integer Taliban, and inside of this array I'm going to just put, let's say, 3 elements. So I put 3 elements, and then equal to, I can put like 3 numbers, let's say 56, 78, and then 90. Okay, these are my 3 elements in this array. Now I'm going to declare another array, and I'm going to call integer Jessica, and let's say inside of this, like, there are 6 elements in this array, and then let's put some random numbers. Let's say 34, 56, 89, 98, and then 56 we already have. Let's put some different numbers, 76, and 85. So we have now 6 elements in this array. The next thing is, if you remember from my previous tutorials, when we have a function, when we have created a function that is outside of the main function, it should be on top, or if we put it in the if we put it below the main function, we have to create a prototype. To create a prototype, what we do is we just copy the function's name and then put it on the top. So we can literally copy this one right here, copy, and then paste it above the main function. So if I paste it right here and then put a semicolon, now this is a prototype. Why do we need a prototype? Because if I don't put a prototype, let's see what happens. If I put double slash, so if I double slash this one, this doesn't mean anything because there's just a comment. So if I double slash this one, and if I run this one, what's going to happen is this code goes here, the main function, and it's going to read this particular array, right? I have integer Taliban, that's one array, and integer Jessica is another array, and I have to put a statement like what the main function actually has to do. So here I'm going to call this function right here. Let's call this one, the function's name we created outside of the function is print array. So I have to just type the name of the function here, and inside of this one I put the first one is representing the array name. So here if I put just the Taliban, I don't have to put the square bracket because like here you can see the function, whatever the variable we put first is an array. So we don't have to clarify here by putting a square bracket, because if you put the name, it's the program already know that it's an array. And then second one, we have to put the number of elements in the array, and in Taliban there are 3 elements, so I put 3 right here. And what's going to happen here is, like, I am avoiding this one for now. Like, let's say I put it as comment, and if I build and run this one, this code doesn't work because we didn't do the prototype right here, prototype on top. So if you do without prototype, what's going to happen is the code like a computer always read from the top to bottom. So here the program goes to integer main and then read, okay, there's an array called Taliban, it has 3 elements, this and this, and then integer Jessica, that's an array with 6 elements and this and this. Then it goes to the print array and it looks at this and say, what is this? We have never seen this before. So when it comes, that's why we are getting error, because you see the number 10 line is the error because the program doesn't know why this name is here. So that's why we had to do a prototype on top of the main function, so the program know. Now what if I put the prototype on top of the main function, what's going to happen is the program is going to go and read the prototype. Okay, here's a void function print array that is created below, that has to do this and this. Then it goes to the main function. In main function we have a array called Taliban, and there's another array called Jessica, and then we are calling function. Now the program member, okay, we had a function outside of this main function that is called print array that actually do this work. So now the program is going to run. Now let's go ahead and run this one. Build and run. Now you can see it's printing the elements in Taliban array. In Taliban array there's 56, 78, 90, and we are seeing it right here. And you can do the same thing with Jessica array as well. Like, what you have to do is you have to just change the name here, Jessica, and then in Jessica there are 6 elements, so I put 6 right here, and then build and run. Now it's printing out all the 6 variables in the Jessica array. You can see there are 34, 56, 89, 98, 76, 85, 34, 56, 89, 98, 76, 65. Let's go ahead and explain again. Like, I'm going to go through everything one more time. So here what's happening is, first we created an created a function outside of this main function. What does this function do? It actually print all the arrays in the all the elements in the array, and also it just prints all the actually all the elements in the array. So to do that, we created a for loop. For loop run according to the number of elements in the array. So we initiate this one with 0. The reason is for an array, for an array, index is always 0. So we initiate this one with 0, and then this for loop has to run x is smaller than size of the array, because the x values start with 0 because the first index is 0. Then let's say we have 6 elements, so it means it has to go from 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's already 6 elements. So that's why we have this x is less than size of the array. And for the for loop to run, we put x plus plus, and then C out. Here we put we declare the variable, we declare the array called the array, and this x inside of this square bracket always replaced with the elements in the array. So it goes and, like, for example, if I am running for the element 3, it goes and 56 prints 56 first, then runs again, and then it goes to the second one, then x replaced with 78, and it print that one on screen, and then it goes to the third one, that is 90, and x is replaced with 90, and that prints that on the screen. And that's how this one works. And also make sure that here the main thing you have to remember is if you are writing this code under the main function, you have to prototype it, or you can write the whole function on top of this main function and do that as well. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys on my next video.